What's going on, great teamers? Things are bleak right now in Beantown as the Celtics went down 2-0 to the Knicks, and they traveled to Madison Square Garden down 2-0 into what is going to be a raucous environment, and they are going to be challenged, and the Knicks are going to be physical. And I don't think the Celtics have played with bad process so far in this series, but they must figure it out at this point. There is no room left for error. You're down 2-0, losing 2 games at home, and things need to change quickly. We're going to talk about some things that we've heard from some players in the Celtics roster, their mentality going into Game 3, what went wrong in Game 2, and then in the back half of today's show, we're going to look at what the Celtics need to change and some trends that might make some Celtics fans a little bit more optimistic about winning this series. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are almost at our next milestone of 50,500 subs here at Celtics Today, just 83 away. And if you want free, informative, entertaining Boston Celtics content every single day, including live streams for every single Celtics postseason game, go down below and hit that big red sub button right now. Alrighty, this coming in from Jaylen Brown. And just to kind of give some exposition, he was asked about, just the whole feeling of Game 2. He said 2 games were up 20 points and somehow end up with no wins. It's inexcusable. And it is. And to be fair, I don't think that the Celtics have had bad process in these games. They've gotten a ton of open looks. They just haven't connected on a bunch of them. And their end of quarters and specifically end of game execution has been just straight up poor. More from Brown here about the starts that the Celtics have had in these games. He said, we've gotten off to great starts. We've guarded. We played physical with energy today. That sounds like a winning formula, no? To start the fourth quarter, I thought we got like 4 or 5 great looks that didn't go in. So maybe that affected us. But what's done is done. Now we've got an opportunity to see what we're made of. Look, I'm kind of at a loss for words, to be honest. I've never been more confused in my whole life at a team just completely falling off a cliff the way that the Celtics have. Disorganized, turnovers, allowing second chance opportunities, specifically late in games, not hitting jump shots. And I want to point to the last play of the game because a lot of people are dogging Jayson Tatum for the way that the last play unfolded, not really getting a shot off down the stretch. The Celtics are completely out of whack in this scenario. Look at the floor and look how packed inside the arc is. You got one defender there, another defender there, another defender there. It's inexcusable. Why is Derek White along the baseline? If you're looking to go get the last look that you got where Tatum went down the middle of the floor and dunked it down Broadway, then why is Horford in the paint right there? Why is Derek White down there along the baseline? You should be playing 4 out. If you're looking for Tatum to go ISO in this scenario, then just spread out. Spread out. Let him go one-on-one. It didn't end up going. And by the way, in this scenario, 12.7 seconds. Hey, Joe, how about you call a timeout? You had one in your back pocket, and you didn't use it. You didn't use it to advance the ball, which with 13 seconds left doesn't really mean anything. But for a whole 6-minute stretch late in the fourth quarter, you had 0 field goals made. And you didn't call a timeout then. I'm assuming you were trying to keep it in your back pocket for late game scenarios. You decided not to use it, and it cooked the Celtics overall. Mazzulla explained the situation, why he didn't call a timeout. He said, had one left, got a good look in the exact same play 20 seconds earlier. Tried to execute the same exact thing. They did a better job with their lower pickup point, and we weren't able to get the advantage that we had on that last Tatum dunk. Good full court setting. They subbed out Towns, weren't able to sub out Brunson, had action there, just didn't execute. Listen, I understand I'm not an NBA coach, and I never will be. And maybe, that's the reason why. But I don't know if I would go at the same exact look that I just ran, going right at the teeth of a defense, again, a defense that is one of the better, at least coached units in the league. Physically, they might not have the best overall defenders, but this is a good team defense that knows how to make adjustments. And Thibodeau was probably in their ear, after the Tatum dunk, where nobody really met him with the ball, with defense, that you got to pick this guy up, and you got to pick this guy up quicker so he doesn't get a full head of steam. I wouldn't have gone with that last play selection if I was Joe. And back to Tatum here because he does not get a full pass. He is 1 for 12 in the fourth quarter in this series. He's got to pick it up. He's in a complete funk, and he's getting cooked more than any player does on Twitter because that's how NBA Twitter likes to react to Jayson Tatum. And now he's just getting fried, getting his face put on Jalen Green and stuff like that. So it's really embarrassing, and he's got to fix it. He knows he has to fix it. We'll talk more about Tatum later. Overall, the threes aren't falling. We know this. I mean, it doesn't take a doctor to figure out that the Celtics can't hit their open shots. And I'm not going to show you. I'll show you a couple more statistics later on, but I'm not even going to show you play-by-player statistics for this series because what does it matter? Nobody can hit a damn thing out there. It's brutal, and the Celtics know that. One of the players that did hit a 3 down the stretch of the game was Kristaps Porzingis, and he had this to say on the mindset heading into Game 3 and beyond. He said, in a way, it kind of takes all the pressure off of us. I don't know about that. If you check the odds, maybe the Knicks are favorites now to win. We were expected to win, so for us to be in this hole right now with our backs against the wall, we have nothing to lose. We've got to go out there and leave it all on the floor. It's still a lot of basketball left to play, and let's see where it goes. I'm cool with that. Like, if nothing else is working, don't change your identity, but play like you have nothing to lose. Play like this is the last basketball game that you'll ever be playing in your life. And maybe better things will happen. Maybe you'll have better energy and execution down the stretch. Look, I brought up that Porzingis quote to kind of get to this point. He is not 100% out there. Clearly, he's not 100% out there. And I don't really know what to make of Kristaps Porzingis and his health. He still continues to say, it's eating at me inside. And all these different things about how he's just not feeling up to it. Mazzulla talked about how his energy is low and he's not 100%. Has only played 27 minutes in the first 2 games of the series. They're going to, to win a championship, for sure, they're going to need him to be playing at a high level and playing a decent chunk of the basketball game when the only other big that you have that's worth a shit is a 39-year-old Al Horford. Like, he's going to need to be out there. If he's able to suit up, then he's able to get out there on the floor, and he's got to be better. Next, we'll talk about how the Celtics win Game 3 and some trends as to some optimism for the rest of the series moving forward, because there is reason to be optimistic about the Celtics still winning this series. That in just a moment, but first, I got to give a huge shout out to our sponsor in the program, and that is Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports platform because it's daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. All you guys got to do is pick a lineup of 2 to 6 players and just pick more or less on their projected stats. Whether it's basketball, hockey, you got playoffs in full swing right now, baseball as well, or they have some awesome stuff like esports, golf, bowling, darts. They have everything on Prize Picks, so take advantage of watching your favorite sports and winning up to 2,000 times your money in real time. They always offer you incredible deals to make it easier for that to happen as well, like Taco Tuesday, where they discount stat projections, Flex Friday, where if you lose your lineup, they give it back to you in promo funds up to $20. As for a lineup that I have for the Celtics Game 3, Jayson Tatum more than 44.5 points, rebounds, assists. It feels like a legacy game. Back against the wall, Tatum shines in those situations. Derek White, can you hit 4 threes for me? I got more than 3.5 made. Jalen Brunson, more than 26.5 points. Man, I've been going less with Brunson, but with him going back to the Garden, I think he's going to step up in a big way. You see that promo code in the bottom right of your screen? Make sure you use it so you get $50 in your account when you sign up for free and place that first $5 entry. Yes, code CLNS in the bottom right of your screen. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the promo code CLNS for $50 instantly when you place your first $5 entry. You don't even have to win that entry to receive the $50. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. All that information will be clickable down in the comment section and description of today's video. All right, some reasons to be optimistic. The Celtics are still favored. Yes, Kristaps was wrong. The Knicks are not yet favored to win this series. The Celtics are still minus 120, which is a slight favorite. It's crazy that they're favored at all, down 2-0, but some reasons to be optimistic. The odds makers out west, they believe that the Celtics are still in a good position to take this series home. Knicks also at home in the playoffs over their last 35 home playoff games. They're under 500. They're 17-18. They don't have a good hold on their home court advantage either. We know the Celtics don't as well. And kind of conversely, and coinciding with this, the Celtics are the best road team in the entire NBA. The second best road record of all time. 33-8 this season. So some reason to be optimistic heading into a new environment and kind of brushing off what happened in games 1 and 2. Also, there's been a strange trend among the NBA playoffs over the last decade or so as a team that has recovered from an 0-2 series deficit in 8 of the last 9 NBA postseasons. The Pacers just last year, the Warriors in 2023, the Mavs in 2022. I think that was the Suns series. What a disaster. Clippers and Bucks in 2021. Yeah, the Raptors in 2019, and the bubble was a fluke, so there was none there. Cavaliers in 2018, that was against the Boston Celtics. Yep, don't have to remind me. And the Celtics in 2017, that was over the Wizards? No, Bulls in the first round. Cavs and Trailblazers in 2015 as well. So a good trend that this is definitely possible, and we are not out of the woods yet. Also, deja vu coming from another series. Yes, it was deja vu in games 1 and 2 of Knicks and Celtics, but it was also a bit of deja vu from what we saw 2 years ago when the Celtics went down 3-0 to the Miami Heat. Look at this. Over the first 2 games in that series in 2023, the Heat shot 50% on wide open three-point attempts. The Celtics, below average, 37%. That is below, it's about league average for regular three-point percentage, but wide open, that's below. Knicks do the same thing in this series, 50%. Celtics shooting an even worse 25%. C's go down 2-0 in both of these series. And we know what they did in that Miami series. They ended up coming all the way back, forcing a Game 7. Tatum obviously sprains the ankle in the first 20 seconds of the game. Look, I still think the Celtics win this series. I am cool with the process. They're getting good looks. Look, the Celtics missed a bunch of bunnies in this game in Game 2 as well. Tatum missed a ton of layups. Like, the process is fine. For the people who are saying, oh, too many threes, stop shooting threes. They had their most drives of the entire postseason in Game 2, and they still couldn't convert. They've been bad from two-point range. They've been bad at layups. They've been bad at threes. They've been bad at everything when it comes to putting the ball through that orange hoop. So I think that if they could just hit some shots and turn this thing around, I think there's a good shot that they win this series. I think they're the better team. So my Game 3 keys to victory go as follows. Hit your shots. Hit your shots. Hit your shots. Hit your shots. And hit your damn shots. Like, what am I supposed to do? Is there some magical formula for the Celtics to win these games? They've gone up 20 in both of them. And they go ice cold down the stretch of the game from three-point range. Honestly, for all 48 minutes, to be quite honest with you. It just comes down to this. Like, what magic answer are you guys looking for the Celtics? Like, is there a better defense they could play? No, they've held the Knicks to 105 and 191 in both these games. So, like, I don't really see them switching up much of their game plan. Jayson Tatum thinks the same thing. He said, we have a way that we play. We have an identity. It can't waver just because we're missing shots. We can't change who we are. We can't be defined by makes and misses. And if you're open, you got to take the shot. I totally agree with that. If you're open, shoot it. This is historically one of the greatest assembled three-point shooting groups of all time. And you can see by the numbers, it's just a complete anomaly of a two-game set. Catch and shoot jumpers, down 11%. Pull-ups, down 11%. Catch and shoot threes, down 10%. Pull-up threes, down 12.5%. Drives, oh, they're shooting too many threes. Well, they had 42 drives in Game 2, and they shot 43% compared to 55 in the regular season, a 12% decrease. Post-ups, not many in this ball game, but still didn't shoot it effectively. What about where they were on the floor on all these? In the restricted area, they were just terrible, to be quite honest. And this is the last 16 possessions of the ball game here. I say 16 because it really was the last 15, but the Celtics didn't get a shot off to close the game. So here's the last 16 possessions, and you see that Boston goes 1 of 14. That one make, Jayson Tatum's dunk. Not good. Can't have it. And they're going to need to hit shots. And Tatum knows it. He says, I take full ownership in the way I've played this series. Hasn't been good. And it's just so mind-boggling to me because he was so great in isolation against the Magic last series, and he was hitting his jumpers, fadeaways from the elbow. Like, he was working Paolo Banchero and those boys in Orlando. But he just can't seem to figure it out at this point right now. And quite frankly, neither can his running mate, Jaylen Brown. Look at the shot chart between these two cats after the Celtics went up 20. So in the third quarter, with about 5 minutes left, Celtics are up 20. And for the rest of the game, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown shoot 1 for 10 from the field. Just can't happen. All right, bonus key to victory for Game 3 is execute down the stretch better. And not just down the stretch of the fourth quarter, down the stretch of every quarter. This is a very interesting graphic that I'm about to show you guys from Game 2. It's insanity that this is the case and how bad the Celtics are to close these quarters. This is cumulative over the last 3 minutes of the first, second, third, and fourth quarter for Boston and New York in Game 2. So, as far as points go, those 12-minute stretches of the last quarter of each quarter, Knicks win 29-15. Field goals, Knicks shoot 50%, Celtics shoot 22%. Celtics also have 7 turnovers in the last 3 minutes of each of these quarters. The Knicks only 4. They win the turnover advantage there. Also, Boston gave up a ton of offensive rebounds down the stretch of these quarters that give the Knicks more and more opportunities to punch into the Celtics lead. So with that being said, with Game 3 just a day away, how do the C's win it? You let me know down in the comment section, but there is one rule. You can't say what I said, just hit your shots. Give me something else. I want to hear what you guys have to say about what Boston could switch up and execute better in Game 3. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well, as that will do it for today's edition of Celtics Today by Chat Sports. Subscribe. We'll see you guys in our next watch party on Saturday. Be there. It's an early start, 3:30 game. I want to see you guys all there. And for the best Celtics content on YouTube, hit that big red sub button. We'll see you guys all in the next one. As always, let's go C's.